This is a video just showing one way that you might want to get started for your cut paper landscape. So you can see that I definitely suggest looking at some reference images. Guys, lower the volume because I'm making a video for you. Shh, please. Okay, so what I would do is start by finding some images of other landscapes just to give you some inspiration. So I want to do a beach one, and I found a few images. And I want to do nighttime, so I looked up a few images of the moon, and I just copied and pasted in here. And then I really liked, when I was looking, this color palette, so I pasted that in. So again, you would just, you can Google something. Let me look up like a vector star, just to see kind of how some other people have approached stars. You could do something really stylized like this. Oh, here's some other stars. I don't know, that could be interesting. So I'll copy that in, and I can paste it in. Okay, I can paste that in and just put that off to the side, out of the way. Okay, I'm going to keep all these things on their own layer. You can open your layers with this, or remember window layers. So those are just like all my extras. Guys, lower the volume, please. So I'm going to put this on its own layer, and I can lock it, and I can turn it off when I don't want to use it. Okay? So let me go Control-0 to get back to my screen. Again, if you want to make a horizontal document, you would just say File, New. Your dialog looks a little bit different than mine, but when you go to Letter, you can just change the orientation. That should be somewhere on your screen, the orientation, and that will give you a horizontal document instead. Okay? Alright, so now I'm ready to get started. So I think I'm doing an ocean landscape. So I'm going to start making some waves. So first thing, I'm going to make a new layer. And actually I'm going to give myself a background, a piece of paper in the background. So I'll create a rectangle. And I'm going to give it a color and make sure I have no strokes. I can double click here. And I'm going to do some sort of... I want to do nighttime, so I want to do a blue, kind of darkish. And you know what? I'm actually going to use this document over here and steal a color from there. So I'm going to use my eyedropper. And I think I like this kind of teal color, and that'll be my background. Okay, so I can lock it. Boom, got my sky. Alright, and I'm going to add new layer, and I'm going to start making some waves. You can use whatever you want. I'm going to use the pen tool. So let me zoom back in. I think I'm going to just do some kind of wavy shapes like this. I'm going to go for something like this. So let me go back to my document, and I have my pen tool, and I'm on a new layer. So remember, you create a new layer like this. I'm on a new layer, and I'm just going to go ahead and change the color so I can see what I'm doing too. So, alright, so let me create a new layer. So I'll just kind of click and drag out some shapes, maybe to make some waves. There we go. Maybe let me zoom out a little bit. I'm gonna actually move this. Okay, and then I'm gonna go back, and I'm gonna finish this shape off. Use my space bar to drag around, and there we go. I'm going to close that shape. Alright, so there I have a wave. Okay, so that'll be one layer, and I'm going to make another layer. I'm done with this one, so I'm going to lock it for now, and then I'm going to make another layer, and this is on top. If I want the layer to go behind, then I can just drag that behind, but I'll have it go on top, and I'll make another wave. Okay, maybe this one, a little, oops. Alright, and I'll finish this shape off. And you can see it's the same color, so I can't see anything, so I'm going to double click and just change it to a different shade. Okay, now these two waves, they're a little bit, I think I'm going to stagger these a little bit. And let me go back and unlock this. I can move this one around. And there we go. And I've created these two, so I'm probably just going to take these. Let me fix this little point right here. I can use my, if you need to fix anything that's curved, you can use this tool right here, the curvature. So I'm going to lock this one underneath, and I'm going to get my curvature tool and just kind of fix. This looked a little bit, there we go. That looks a little bit smoother. And I think I need to do the same thing on this layer below here. So I'm going to turn this top layer off, unlock this, and I'm going to use my curvature, and I'm going to just fix this a little bit. It looks a little bit, there, that looks a little better. Okay, alright, so I can lock this again, turn this one back on, and zoom out. Okay, with the waves or mountains or hills or anything like that, use what you already have and duplicate a few of these. So I'm going to duplicate, I think, this layer, so I'll unlock it, I'll select it, copy it, lock it, I'll make a new layer, paste it in, and I think this time maybe I'll right click, transform, reflect, so it changes the direction, and I'm going to put this behind all these other layers, and I think I'll change the color again, so it's something else. Here, let me make it, I'm going to use my eyedropper, I'm going to make it this dark color and then go even darker because it's behind. Yep, I think that's the color of my background now. That's okay, I'll change the color of my background. So lock this, choose this, and I'm going for a night sky, so you know what? Let me go get, I think I like this navy blue actually, so I'm going to eyedropper and do that. Okay, so that's how I would get some layers for my waves. And again, I'm just working really quickly. You guys are going to take more time and, you know, do really nice shapes. I'm going to lock this. So it's really useful to lock your layers. I'm going to maybe scooch this out a little bit. Okay, and then I think I'll copy maybe one more, maybe even the same one. Copy, lock it, new layer, paste. I'll change the color to something else. Maybe that, and then I'll put that maybe behind. Okay, and there we go. Now I have some wave shapes. Okay, maybe I want to create a little bit of show some island in front, so I'm actually going to unlock all my waves, and I think I'm going to move them up a little bit, so that way I have a little bit more room to work with, and maybe I'll do like a little island thing here. So let me lock these, I'll make a new layer. This time I'm going to be on top because this is the foreground, and maybe I'll do, you know, kind of like a nice beach thing here. Okay, and there we go. And this shape I'm going to do kind of a sand color. So let me just get my eyedropper, and I can just take a sand color there, but it's going to be nighttime, so I think I want this to be darker actually. Maybe I'll go like for a dark kind of brown or something. So let me select this. Oops, I didn't do it here. Kind of there we go. Alright, I'll do that for my beach, and maybe again, you know, if you already have something made, you can duplicate it. So I'm going to copy this, close that, new layer, paste it. Maybe this time I'll transform it, reflect it, so it's a little bit different. Put that again, I need to change the color so I can tell that it's different, and maybe I'll put that one behind, and there we go. Now I have some layers like that. Okay, so this is how you're going to work. You're just going to make new layers and build one on top of another. You can trace if you find something that, oh, I really like that. You know, don't copy something exactly, but oh, I like these clouds. Maybe let me do a simple cloud like this. You can zoom in. So let me lock these layers, and then on top, I'm going to make a new layer, and I'm going to make some clouds. So you can find something, you know, and you're not going to copy it exactly. Change the color of this after I'm done. I'm making a video, Anderson. Okay. There we go, and oops, did I not close it? There we are. So there's my cloud shape, and I'm going to change the color now. Maybe, let me just change it to gray for now, and then I can zoom out. And remember, this is a vector, so you can make it bigger. I can put this over here, Control 0 to get back to my document. And actually I do want it to be smaller. Okay, so there's one. Again, you already made it, so just Alt-click to copy it, or you can copy paste. So if you Alt-drag, that will make another copy. Okay, again, maybe I want some different layers of clouds. So I think, actually I'm going to put these 3 on the bottom, and then I think I'll make some new clouds on top of them. So I'll copy this, Control C, lock this, make a new layer, Control V, and now these ones will be on a different layer, and I can change the color so that way they're not exactly the same. Maybe a little bit bluer. Great. And again, I can copy, paste, and I think I'll use my eyedropper and get this color, and maybe one more. I'll just Alt-drag that time and make this a little bit smaller. Okay, so this is how you could get started on your landscape. Again, at the end, you would save. Go ahead, add some other details in. You could add some palm trees. You could add some boats, whatever. I'm not going to take forever because this is just a demo video. At the end, make sure you save, File, Save As. Save it as an Illustrator. So this is like night, ocean, sample. And I'll just save this real quick. At the end, you can turn off these reference images. Whoops. I'm going to turn off those reference images. And then these other images, I'm going to select everything here. Let me lock that so I don't accidentally select that. And then I would add my effect, stylize, drop shadow. Make sure you preview it. And it's going to take a second. You have a lot of layers. That's why you want to save before. And there we go. So that would be how I could do my cut paper landscape. And when I export this, remember it's going to cut off all this extra stuff on the side. Okay?